You never put food in front of a soldier, then don't allow him to eat it. So we have to talk about that. Hey, look, from the bottom of my heart, thanks to each and every one of you all for being here. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your thoughts and your well wishes. It was just 3 weeks ago that I walked out of the hospital up in Waco. And if you have never been on a motorcycle, don't understand anything about motorcycles, you need to understand this. No one survives a motorcycle accident at 75 miles per hour on an interstate. And the fact that I'm standing here before you all, and most of my skin is coming back. I did have shoulder surgery last week because not only did I dislocate my shoulder, I completely shattered the socket bone, so that had to be reconstructed last week. But being a good soldier, Tim, I ran about 4 miles this morning along the Corpus Christi Bank because, you know, that's just how we are. We're in the fight, and we will continue to be in the fight. But thank you for all that you have done because our family really appreciates that. I'm going to probably take maybe about 15, 20 minutes and talk to you about some thoughts, perspectives, and insights. And I'd like for this to be more of a forum. I'd like to hear your thoughts, your questions, and respond to them. And I want to start out by just going back a few years ago, 2010, when myself and another dear colleague of mine, a good friend by the name of Kiko Canseco, both of us won congressional elections. And we were headed up to Washington, D.C. in 2011. And the thing that has happened since 2011 is that it was hard to get people to believe who the left really is in the United States of America. If you stood up and tried to talk about what they believed in, if you stood up and tried to talk about their ideology, if you stood up and tried to talk about their philosophy of governance, people said, no, you're just being an extremist. You're over-exaggerating. If you looked at the Congressional Progressive Caucus and said that that's just a gathering of socialists, if you tried to explain to people what Vladimir Lenin, when he said that the end goal of socialism is communism, people said, no, you're just being another McCarthy. But look at where we are, just 9 years later. When someone stood up in 2008 and said we're 5 days away from fundamentally transforming the United States of America, and people clapped, and people cheered. No one stopped to say, what are you talking about, fundamentally transforming the United States of America? From what to what? When that exact same individual stood up in 2012 in Roanoke, Virginia, in his presidential re-election, and he said that if you own a business, you didn't build that. And look at where we are today, where you have some elected officials believing that they have the enumerated power, the enumerated right to say in the United States of America who and what is essential. Here we are in an America, this past Easter season, our church doors were shut closed because people made a decision that churches weren't essential, or certain other places were. See, this has always been there. This has always been much the same as Chairman Mao talked about with the long, slow march. What we are in the United States of America didn't just happen over the last 9 to 10 years. It has been accelerated over the last 9 to 10 years. But where we are today is a result of almost 6 to 7 decades of progressive socialist infiltration into our culture, into our media, into our schools, and into our court system. And this is where we find ourselves even today in the great state of Texas. Now, when we look at what is going on in America, a lot of people are putting their heads down, a lot of people are shaking their heads and everything. But let me tell you something, folks, I see an opportunity. I see an opportunity like we have never had in America before to clearly show the delineation between constitutional conservatism, to clearly show the delineation between what it means to stand for individual rights, freedom, liberty, and your sovereignty, as opposed to collective subjugation, as opposed to economic enslavement, as opposed to this rule of the mob instead of the rule of law. And if we are to be successful anywhere in the United States of America, we must be successful in the great state of Texas. The left is so emboldened that they're telegraphing exactly what they want to do. I live up in Dallas County. And in Dallas County, the commission up there voted 4-1 that if you have a fear of COVID-19, you can use that to classify as a disability so that you can get a mail-in ballot. Now, this is pretty ingenious. You can go to Home Depot and not have to worry about standing in the line. You can go to Publix, you can go to any supermarket, whatever, but you can't stand in line to vote because you have a fear of getting COVID-19. But thank God that that lawsuit that the Texas Democrat Party brought forward was defeated. But they're not going to give up there because they are dead set on doing one single thing, and that is turning this incredible state of growth, opportunity, and prosperity, this state that has the 10th largest GDP in the world, this state that has 10% of Fortune 500 businesses and corporations headquartered here in the state of Texas. Why are they leaving California? Why are they leaving Illinois? Why are they leaving New York and New Jersey? Because of the policies that we have here. Because of the success that you can have here. Because as Alvin Jackson talked about, it is not about where you were born. It is not about where you come from. It is not about people telling you that the only thing you can do in life is be a victim. Our message has to be about making people victors. And that starts right here in the great state of Texas. Woo! It is unconscionable to me, as a person that served 22 years in the United States military, and I know we got soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen here. Think about the oath that we took. We didn't take an oath to a political party. We didn't take an oath to a person. We took an oath to a document that embodies who we are as the American people. We took an oath to that rule of law. And how it is that in my 59 years of living, that I'm watching a major urban center in the United States of America be taken over by a bunch of anarchists who have come in and established their own rule, their own laws, and their own mandates in these great United States of America. See, back when we had the Tea Party and everyone was castigating us, we just wanted fiscal responsibility. But yet they were saying we were the extremists. They were saying that we were the terrorists. But look at what is happening on our streets right now. With a designated terrorist organization, a domestic terrorist organization like Antifa, set on chaos and anarchy that are taking over neighborhoods, that are going out and doing what socialists have always done throughout history. No one wants to willingly accept a socialist philosophy of governance. It has to be thrust upon you by fear, by coercion, by intimidation, by threat, and eventually by violence. And that's what's overtaken our streets. To the point where even in the capital of the great state of Texas, Antifa is talking about doing exactly the same thing that they have done in Seattle. They want to do it in the capital of Texas. Black Lives Matter, which is a very oxymoronic organization with the emphasis on the word moron. But if you haven't been paying attention, Black Lives Matter is planning on going to Gonzales, Texas on Juneteenth. Juneteenth is a very special day in the state of Texas. Juneteenth is the day that the blacks, the slaves here finally found out that they were free. because of the Emancipation Proclamation from a Republican president. But on this Juneteenth, Black Lives Matter wants to go to the place, the birthplace of freedom in Texas, where people stood up and said, come and take it. And they want to go down and destroy monuments. Not too far away from here is the place where I served my last tour of duty in the United States Army. That's Fort Hood, Texas. Fort Hood, Texas is named after John Bell Hood. John Bell Hood was a Confederate general. When I was serving there as a battalion commander in the 4th Infantry Division, I didn't care about John Bell Hood and what he did in the Civil War. All I knew was that I was an American soldier. And I was serving on the largest military installation in the world that's Fort Hood, Texas. But yet here we have people, and if you haven't been paying attention, even Republicans that are talking about changing the name of Fort Hood, Texas. See, this is the problem. If we continue to acquiesce, if we continue to cower, if we continue to compromise, if we continue to surrender to the mob, to the progressive socialists, all we are doing is emboldening them even more so. To the point where they're standing up in Texas and saying, we're here, we're going to take it away from you. I say not on our watch. We have to have a Republican Party of Texas that goes on the offense. You know, sir, you and I were talking about, the military. You don't win on defense in the military. Even if you successfully defend the territory, you got to go on the counteroffensive. Why? Because you got to drive the enemy from the battlefield. I am sick and tired of us allowing the progressive socialist left to dominate the narrative. I am sick and tired of them coming out with their talking points. I am sick and tired of them forcing us to react to them instead of us going out and telling people the true history of our Republican Party, telling them the true history of the United States of America. The only reason why the left wants to destroy history in America, because it was the history of their faults and their failures. Your Republican Party of Texas was founded on Independence Day of 1867 by 150 blacks. At the same time, the Democrat Party was created Ku Klux Klan, the first domestic terrorist organization. No Republicans ever stood up for Jim Crow. That was the Democrats. No Republicans ever stood up for lynchings. That was the Democrats. The Civil Rights legislation of 1964 would not have passed if it weren't for Senate Republicans led by Everett Dirksen. Robert Ku Klux Klan Bird, and you notice no one's tearing down any monuments to Robert Ku Klux Klan Bird. But yet they tore down a monument to the very first organized unit of black soldiers in Boston, Massachusetts. That shows how ignorant they are. No one is going down and tearing down that headquarters building in Houston that has Planned Parenthood at the top of it. It was founded by a white supremacist and a racist. 70+% of Planned Parenthood clinics are located in minority communities. Since 1973, Roe versus Wade, if you want to talk about Black Lives Matter, 20 million unborn black babies have been murdered in the United States of America. Those lives matter. But not if you're a political leftist. See, that's what we have to start doing. We've got to put them on the defense. And stop allowing them to go out there and reimagine history, or revise history, or just destroy history. I served over in Afghanistan. I served over in Iraq. I saw what the Taliban did to history in Bangui province. I know what ISIS did to history in Iraq and Syria. You cannot allow that to happen here in the United States of America. As I said last weekend on Fox and Friends, history is not there for you to like or dislike. It's there for you to learn from. Republicans, Texans. We've got to teach our history again. We've got to take control in our households. We've got to take control in our communities. We've got to take control in our churches. Because we're allowing college professors, we're allowing high school teachers, we're allowing the culture to tell our children and grandchildren what's important, what's essential, what they should like and what they should dislike. You look at a country like Venezuela, where young people are starving, wishing they had the type of liberty and freedom that we have here, and our young people are rejecting it. You look at the young people in Hong Kong, who are standing up against the communist Chinese, and our kids here are embracing the very thing that they're trying to fight against. Proverbs 22:6 says, train up a child in the way that they should go, so that when they grow old, they shall not depart from it. We've got to get on these college campuses. We've got to get in these high schools. Because the once great system of education that was the United States of America is now a system of indoctrination. And never forget that it was just 3 years ago, here in the great state of Texas, that the Texas State Board of Education had to hold an emergency session because someone came up with the goofy idea of removing the word heroic from Texas State history books as it applied to the defenders of the Alamo. And if you haven't been paying attention, Texas National Guard has been called out to protect the Alamo and the cemetery. Because we got young people that disrespect our history and disrespect who we are. Thomas Paine once wrote a pamphlet called The Crisis, and I'll close on this. He had an incredible quote that came out of that pamphlet, because it was a very crucial time for the United States of America. And here are the words that he wrote. These are the times the tried men souls. The summer soldier and the sunshine patriot will, in this crisis, shrink from their duties. But to he who will make a stand, they will deserve the love and admiration of all men and women. It's time for each and every one of us to choose for ourselves today. Will we make a stand? Or will we be cast upon the ash heaps of history? I say we make a stand. I say we fight. All sincerity. As I think about my dad who went to fight for this country in World War II, as a corporal in the Army when this country did not afford him all the rights and privileges it did others. But yet at 15 he turned to me and he said, you will be the first officer in our family. But there's no greater honor than to wear the uniform of the United States of America. To be the next generation to stand in the gap. And when you look at a guy like me, in 1961 I was born in a blacks-only hospital in Atlanta, Georgia. So I know what it means, Alan, the same as you. It ain't about where you were born. Your attitude determines your altitude. Here in Texas. Our attitude as Republicans here in Texas has to be one to stand up and do just what those 183 did right down the road here. To take your position on freedom's ramparts. To look out there and even if you see an enemy that is somewhat insurmountable, you believe that you shall not retreat, that you shall not surrender. And if it means that you have to lay down your life, you lay down your life. Because there is something called honor. There's something called integrity. There's something called character. there's something called legacy that you pass on. And that's why we remember those 183. And if there's one place in the state of Texas, if there's one place in the United States of America where people should make a stand, San Antonio. So I'm here with you. Some folks say, well, hey, Colonel, you know, you weren't born here, but I got here as soon as I could. But remember, down at that place not too far away from here, Jim Bowie was from the state where I was born in, Georgia. There was a former member of the United States House of Representatives from the state where I went to school, Tennessee, named David Crockett. Those men followed the Lone Star. Those men came here to fight for one thing: individual liberty. Because the guns were sounding in Texas then just the same as they are sounding now, and we must answer the call of those guns so that we can pass on to that little young lady sitting over there a better San Antonio. She will remember us in this moment, in this day, in this time. Remember what it says in Joshua 24:15. When Joshua, his great farewell speech, he looked out and he said, choose for yourselves today whom you shall serve. Being the gods of the Amorites, or the gods from across the river. Joshua said, as for me and my house, we'll serve the Lord. The line in the sand has been drawn. Choose for yourselves today which side of that line you want to stand on. It's for God, it's for country, it's for Texas. God bless you all.